This is a milestone achievement, leading us to the dawn of a new era, and we pray that other Sierra Leonean communities in the wider UK cities will follow suit. So how did all this come about? The motivation and incentive were from an APC meeting I attended in London on the 21st of February 2010. At that meeting, the then chair, and also who now happens to be the current chair of the All People's Congress Party UK and Northern Ireland, Mrs. Kumba Momo, in concluding in our report, made the following appeal. We need to invigorate membership drive to reach more Sierra Leoneans who are indeed APC stalwarts, but lack any knowledge of our activities. As a party branch, which is based on grassroots support, we need to intensify work in this direction. It was these words that inspired me to set myself the task of carrying out the membership recruitment project here in Bristol. It was not an easy task, but I kept my focus. I kept my cool and focus on appealing and persuading people based on the positive achievements of the party in Sierra Leone under the leadership of His Excellency, the President, Dr. Ernest Koroma. What I did not know was that there were so many sympathizers and party stalwarts of APC who had never been formally registered. And for them, the project was the perfect timing to come on board. On that note, I pay special tribute to the chair of the All People's Congress Party, UK and Northern Ireland, that sees the leadership qualities that brings about positive changes. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also indebted and pay tribute to the following, without whose invaluable contributions we will not have been here today. Mr. Dino Samora, Mr. David Rabijon, Mr. Ibrahim Fofana, Ms. Mabinti Kabia, Mr. Eunice Kabia, and not forgetting Mr. Tamba Ngegba and Dr. Sheku Fofana, both of whom are from the main branch. At this juncture, I crave your indulgence on behalf of the newly formed APC party, Bristol branch, to allow me to introduce the newly executive as follows. Starting from my very self, Mr. Tamba Ngegba as the chair. If I call upon you, can you stand for people to see?
Please, let's clap when it comes.
We have Dr. Kebura Sise, Vice Chair. Secretary General, Mr. David Rabijon. Publicity Secretary, Dr. Ibrahim Siagashaw. Deputy Publicity Secretary, Mr. James Songo. Financial Secretary, Mr. Christopher Samuels. Social Secretary, Mrs. Salima Tukabia. Deputy Social Secretary, Ms. Mabinti Kabia. And the last but not the least, the Chief Advisor, Mr. Dino Samora. This is the body that will work alongside the main branch in London in delivering the core values of the party that underlies the principles of democracy as we prepare ourselves for the 2012 general elections in our countries. To you, my executive, I pay special tribute for your energy, your kindness, and free donations you have made towards this gathering. We will work together as a team, ensuring that the integrity of the party is maintained at all times. It must be borne in mind that the party relies heavily on the powerful support of the members, both at home and in the diaspora. To that end, I appeal to every interested Sierra Leonean to come and be part of the APC party. You are very welcome. We are a party of innovation. The APC party is the foundation upon which our beloved Sierra Leone can be transformed into a better country to live. The future is not one of ease or resting, but of incessant striving so that we may fulfill the pledges we have so often taken and the one we shall take today. It is good to be here today, and I'm deeply honored to be the first chair on this launching day of the All People's Congress Party, Bristol branch. The achievement we celebrate today is but a step, an opening of opportunity to the greater triumphs and achievements that await us. Finally, on behalf of the newly formed branch, I call upon the High Commission and the high-powered delegation from the All People's Congress Party main branch, UK and Northern Ireland, to recognize and formally launch the APC Party, Bristol, UK. Long live the All People's Congress Party. Long live the Republic of Sierra Leone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I think we all here would agree one thing, if not anything else, that today is a momentous day in itself. And we have a lot of things to say thank God for, a lot of things to be joyous about. We're going to move smoothly and move forward. The agenda here, if we all get the agenda, I'm on item 6, which is the lead for the local branch. Any way or any organization where you do, people need to know the reason why you want to be a member of the organization, and they need to know the importance of the organization. Politics these days, as we all know, we shy away from our politicians. We all get bad name, and they blame we for everything and all that. But until we stand up there and be willing to face people and say, well, this is what's happening, and this is what we can do to create change. If we don't do that, we always make the public shy away from we. And don't forget, we need the public as much as anything else, because without the public, there's no APC. Ladies and gentlemen, please all put your hands together for Dr. Ibrahim Sayeshaw.
Thank you very much. I think I'm very pleased to actually be honored to give a speech, trying to give the context of why we really need the need for the local branch of the APC. I can say that it's been long overdue actually that the local branch. When you look at the people who have actually been trying to push the national agenda, the national chapter of the APC, there have been a lot of talks since 2007 for a branch really to be set up in Bristol. And in fact, there have been some meetings that have been organized in London, and the chair has been attending some of them and so forth. But before going into the context of the need for a local branch, I just want to maybe take this opportunity to just say a little bit about how I became involved actually in the idea of the APC project. In 2007, I returned to Sierra Leone after being away for about 10 years, because I was forced to leave my country in 1998. Because some of you who know me, know that I was involved in journalism. I was the publisher and editor-in-chief of the Expo Times newspaper, and I had to flee, because my life was in danger. And I was only able to return in 2007, and it was because of the new dispensation, that came in 2007 that I was able to go back to Sierra Leone. So I think I'm very, very grateful that there was this change that happened in Sierra Leone after all these years, and some of us were able to return, because there was no chance I was going to go back to Sierra Leone under the former regime, the SMPP. But that's not the reason why I joined the APC. I just wanted to put that in the context. I decided when I went to Sierra Leone in 2007, I decided to join the APC then. Because before, I've been always a journalist. But I decided, it was a very tough decision to join the APC then. Because as a journalist, you always want to remain a journalist. But I realized that you can be a journalist and belong to a party. There's no problem with that. Working in Sierra Leone, suffering a lot of persecution under different regimes, starting from the APC, the NPRC came, and later, of course, the SLPP. I had very very difficult experience as a journalist under all these regimes. But I thought that it was going to be necessary to at least, there will come a time when you need to at least maybe align yourself with a party, with a political party. And I think the time came really in 2007. And the reason why is because, just maybe two reasons really. The agenda for change, that actually defined the APC campaign, because I was away when the campaign was taking place. Actually, I was attracted to that. I was very much attracted to that. And also, another thing that attracted me to the party was the fact that the person who, took over the leadership of the party was somebody I really respected when I was operating in Sierra Leone. I published a lot of articles about people, corruption in many places. But here was somebody who I really published a lot of articles, not because he was involved in corruption. I published a lot of articles in my paper about him, about his project when he was head of RITCOP. But because of the successes, that he brought, he kind of transformed RITCOP. He made it a very competitive enterprise, competing against the National Insurance Company. I think, and I had, in fact, when my paper had the first anniversary, the newspaper, the Expo Times, in 1996, in July 1996, I invited many people. Some came, some did not come, but he was one of those who came because my paper was just 1 year old, and just within 1 year, the paper made a very great impact in the country. Despite the fact that I had a lot of problems with the political system, the paper made a lot of impact. I won the newspaper, the best-selling newspaper award, just within 1 year. That was really a very big thing. So when I organized the first anniversary, I was one of those people who came. And also, basically you want to look at the party as a party, that it's not the old APC that we used to know. This is just like one here in the UK. There was this new Labour, there was old Labour. And when I went, what I saw, because I was part of the presidential delegation, we went to Makeni, I was there, I observed a lot of things. I was there for a just short spell, 2-3 weeks, but I observed a lot of things. And I think I really didn't regret that I joined the party. Another thing that really attracted me to the party was the vice president, the person who was next to Ernest Koroma. He's a man I know. I was in class with him. We were in lower 6 and upper 6, and I know him as a disciplinarian. He's somebody who he was senior prefect. In fact, I was a prefect then. He was senior prefect, and when I got the message that he was the second person, I was very much attracted to that. So basically, and since 2007 to now, I'm sure most of us, we've been away, but we've been observing a lot of changes that have been happening in Sierra Leone. And I think the agenda for change, we all know, is working. For all we know, it's working. There have been a lot of changes. For instance, there's the freedom of expression that is happening there now in Sierra Leone. When I was operating there, in those days, there was a very limited freedom. There are the type of things I see now in the papers, to be honest with you, when I read, because I'm here, but I'm very much connected with what is happening. I'm here, my body is here, but my soul is in Sierra Leone, because I try to follow a lot of what is happening there, on a very daily basis. So there are a lot of things that are happening there that we really need to capture here, from here. Okay, let me just come back now to the need for the local branch. I think it's something that's really long overdue, because we cannot be having everything in the center. I think there is a need for decentralization. And for politics to really have any meaning, to be honest, there is a need for it to be at the grassroots level, to be decentralized. And we're talking about the UK branch, the UK Ireland branch. But recently, there's been a lot of, all the activities are more centered, in London. And I've been in touch with a lot of colleagues who are based in London, who are involved in the branch in London, in the UK, the national branch. People like Bakar, Dr. Shepu, Conte, and others. So we realized that, look, there's a need for us to have a branch in Bristol. Particularly the fact that Bristol is becoming increasingly a very diverse city, and we are having many Sierra Leoneans who are moving into Bristol, because of family connections and things like that. And there's a need for Bristol to serve as the kind of the vanguard, to be in the forefront of things in the southwest of England, to make sure that we are also part of the UK Ireland branch. You see, because we cannot say we are APC, but we are not active. We are passive, because you can only be active when there is a structure that you can relate to, that you can identify with. So we felt that there was a need, for a branch in Bristol, so that at least we'll be able to identify those people who, because whatever we look at it, you must have maybe diehards, people who were born into EPC. Some of us were not born into EPC, but some of us have been attracted to the APC because of the good things that are now happening within the context of the APC. So within that context, we think that, it's something that we have to bring out. You see, we cannot be in the background. You see, because at the end of the day, all the efforts that have been going on in Sierra Leone, we have to make sure that we also contribute one way or the other. Because let's don't forget, we are here, but we are there. Because most of us, we are always sending money to Sierra Leone. There are people here who there is no way you can separate yourself being in the UK and yourself being part of the Sierra Leone project. You see? And there are a lot of initiatives that are going on. We need to be able to try and attract investors into Sierra Leone to come and invest. And we need to identify structures. And maybe the party would be one. Another reason why we think that there is a need for us to have a branch here. There is a growing campaign among diasporans, Sierra Leonean diasporans all over the world, not only here, that our voices are not heard back home when it comes to elections, for instance. We are not taking part. Why? We need to take part. We need to have people register here. We are influencing the situation there because we are calling our people when there is election, for instance. For instance, in 2007, I did not vote, but I influenced a lot of my own people in Sierra Leone to take part in the election, in the electoral process, and vote the APC. I did that here because I saw the APC project as a project. And I think that in addition to voting, to try and kind of make sure that we also take part in the franchise, we can also encourage our people back home, to say, look, this is the direction. We can influence them. There is a major role that the diaspora community will play in politics. And I think the need for us to identify with the project, the party project, is very, very important. And so that's why I think that the branch is really needed. And we Sierra Leoneans, we are many here. We are not forcing anybody, of course, to join the APC. But you have to be convinced before you join the party. There are certain things that will attract you to the party. And definitely, we are going to encourage more and more people who have not yet seen what we have seen to come on board. And that's the project, that's the challenge we have here in Bristol. And we're going to do it. We are going to be part of progress and not part of detraction. And I think that's the way we have to go here. It's a part of progress. As you see now, as I said, this is a new APC project. We realize that the APC motto in the past was backward ever, forward ever, backward never. Okay? But this time, we're talking about action, progress, and commitment. These are words that are very key. You see, and there is something that strikes me there about progress. You know, we want to be part of progress. We want to be part of the agenda for change. You know, so why not, you know, come together and work for this very good cause? So I want to stop there for now and give maybe an opportunity to our guests who have come to be part of this great story of launching the Bristol branch in Bristol.
Thank you very much, Dr. Segishaw. Ladies and gentlemen, to inject some life into this study, don't forget, people, we have a very short attention span, and the longer we go on, people start getting bored, and that means I'm not doing my job. Don't forget that. What is government? See, I'm going back to my school days. I was one of those people who used to, they say cognac. The cognacs are bad. So what is government? A group of people selected or elected by the populace or the country to look after the affairs of a state. Why are they talking about government? Who are that government? Government that mere you tuna. See, I can always say Sierra Leoneans will shy away from responsibilities. As Sierra Leoneans will run away from being Sierra Leoneans. We will never be British. We will never be Americans. We will never be whatever else we purport say we be. We're Sierra Leoneans. And the only way we will accept being Sierra Leoneans if we rise, take action, progress, and make commitments. And the only way that they are Sierra Leoneans or as a people, we will move the next step. We enjoy waiting the British people in our work for years and years ago. Why wouldn't we do the same in our country? We could. It's just about hard work. It could take time. Plenty of people, they will get for say plenty of things. But if we get a commitment, we're going to end up there. Anyway, this is not about me. It's about APC we're here about. Ladies and gentlemen, to move forward, like I said, we get people that come all over the world for support with today, more so people from London. We are the foundation of APC in the UK, and they start this party in the UK, and don't make the party as known as it is in this country. And for we in Bristol, for become a proper APC branch, we need to lean on to them people, because they already know the way. They know the hurdles that we get to go through, and we need to learn from them. And in order for them to introduce themselves to me here, we call Mr. Tamba Ngegba, who is the Secretary General. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister and brother, they all, I say I go to them all. When I can see, say, this is a very big move where we all made from London for Kaya, about 13 people now. We come for joining and I am today. And I will start from with Daddy. We have been the former chairman of the APC branch, United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. And we all can see because of the good work we do, especially when the party been in the opposition, we all know about the radio. We win over a lot of people in our salon for win the election. Now under this my chairmanship, we've been able to buy radio, install an salon with the help of European counterparts. And presidency said the man do well. I make a promoter to the position of Deputy Sierra Leone High Commissioner to the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland. And as I said to Ona, the president not only bring them, he also bring the man who awakened the party back again for we. After we the military been overthrown, when His Excellency Edward Mohammed Toure, not in Aya, but at the mention in name, they not able to come because of one or two commitments. But a call on this number who I just talked about, when an able deputy, and the day between Aya, have the middle of Mr. Tamba Ngegba, Deputy High Commissioner. And as I said to Una, what you make it be able for achieve their success that day, we all been involved in. And the woman we've been doing here, with all this achievement we able for make an salon. After the president don't promote them for the good work we do, with people themselves sit down back again and looking and say the man we been doing here, we can that support them for let able for make the team make fine. They say well let himself come to take over this mantle. And we can see the good work we in September begin. President just come on 2 weeks ago. One man talk, he say one for any particular around the United Kingdom. And we are determined not to have no more. We get for go Reading very shortly, maybe within the next 2 weeks. We'll get for go Birmingham, we'll get for go Manchester, all them places there. So ladies and gentlemen, I can tell when I say September we give a very good job. And I am proud to introduce her as a newly elected chairman or chairlady of the APC United Kingdom and Ireland branch, Mrs. Kumba Leone. And we also get the women's leader, where in Sefna and somebody able for bring people in together, for organize them, make sure let him go fine. In fact, we don't go salary for nearly a year. They work with the first lady, work with the president, but still elect with back again, with spirit to back in Kanaya. And when you do good work, you don't need for this if they elect you. When he come back again, the people they say, "Now they want for the women's leader," and I did today the person of Mrs. Kadi Buya Kamara. Then we get with Daddy. Now, man, you know, if I when President Kanye will go to her, as he talk now, what is he done? You know, he said when you talk about APC in the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, he said the first name we remember now, Dr. Wuri. I saw about them. But let me say that I don't work for the party so much. And we feel say if we put in hand under the party for making the support me. And at that moment the president said, he said the High Commissioner, the Deputy High Commissioner with him for let them put hand under this party for let it a good one. So that we'll be able to support this woman, we will need this party for let them succeed. And I tell you something, as if the spirit where the president brings is moving. I've been very, very encouraged with the way the party moves. And I talk, I say, Dr. Wuri, we do the way the president and I will highlight the name. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to introduce to you. And I tell you, I'll not stop short again. When you come from Bukulani, that's what they call law. So, and a man is very popular. And the good thing about it all, he gets a very good name in the society. And what the Bible say, he say a good name is better than silver and gold. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Adu Isaac Silwood.